So NBA YoungBoy got 11 kids. Count them, 11. Had a nerve to get on Bootleg Kev's podcast and say he's not big on fatherhood. Look at this video.
For you, man, talk about fatherhood and how, obviously you do have a lot of children. And I've been around you to see in a short amount of time that you're a great father. How important is fatherhood to you, man?
I'm not really big on it, to be honest.
What do you mean by that? You're not big on it? Like you're a family man. I'm here with you. I see it.
No, you just see all the kids he got. That's what you see.
Yeah, but I'm only like in here because you live.
Oh, well, I don't believe
it's a crazy topic because I'm not the type like to sugarcoat nothing. But I'm 4 walls all day, every day.
When you say 4 walls, you mean locked in?
Yeah.
Just honed in on the music, recording?
Yeah.
You can take the hat. I don't mind.
We bond a lot, but I'm mostly literally inside.
Working?
No. No matter when I'm watching TV, I'm just sitting there all day. I'm stuck inside just one room.
Bootleg Kev just keep trying to make it sound better than what it is. Oh, you 4 walls in, locked in, working, right? Right? You getting it in. He like, nah, I'm just watching TV. That's about it. Instead of tending to my 11 kids. Why would you have this many kids, dog? If you have no intention on being any type of father to them. Your kids gonna see this. Just because you paying paper and you got, your kids gonna see this later, man. Remember that. But this is what Charlamagne the God had to say about this on the Breakfast Club as he gave him the donkey of the day. Which NBA YoungBoy is very upset about, as we gonna see. But let's get to it.
Now, Donkey of the Day is all about giving people the credit they deserve for being stupid, but it's also about using things like this as a teachable moment. I didn't know I would have to say this, but my brothers, that is whack. All right, so many of us come from broken homes. So many of us had fathers or mothers that weren't big on having kids. But what bothers me about statements like this is NBA YoungBoy talks that gangster talk in his records. Not only does he talk that gangster talk, he talks that big money talk. Well, in the words of Jay-Z, a man that don't take care of his family can't be rich. So don't talk money talk to me if you're not big on fatherhood. And as far as being gangster, you can kill thousands of people in your records, but if you're not big on fatherhood, you're not G at all to me, okay? What did Alana say to Kane in Minister Society?
Kane, I'm pregnant. You man enough to take a life, you ain't man enough to take care of one.
Now that's a bar. And young fellas, all you young fellas that's listening to NBA YoungBoy, why does it make you feel so much of a man to hit somebody with a Draco, but you don't feel that same manliness when it comes time to teach your son how to go catch a fish and kick it with him about life? Just ask yourself these questions, man, before you go blindly following somebody like this.
That's right. You man enough to take a life, but you're not man enough to take care of one, okay? And what was absolutely insane to me was when Bootleg Kev said to NBA YoungBoy, you are a family man from what I see. And YoungBoy says, I'm only in here because you're here. As if he was just using the kid as a prop for the conversation. Like, YoungBoy, I had a vasectomy consultation this week. Okay, my wife wants me to cut the cable. You should do everyone the biggest favor and probably do the same. Okay, I don't know at what point do you realize you're not big on fatherhood? Is it after child 1 fish, 2 fish, 3 fish, blue fish? Like, why do you have 11 children? You know, did it take 11 children to get to the point to say you're not big on fatherhood? Listen, we are in the era of generational curse breaking, okay? Those dysfunctional cycles we had to deal with, we the generation that's supposed to break those. And by the way, we are.
Now listen to this, all you women who about to say every black man is like NBA YoungBoy. Don't do that. Listen to the facts Charlamagne about to drop.
Okay, let's not get it twisted because of NBA YoungBoy. Facts. 70% of black fathers who live with their children were most likely to have bathed, dressed, changed, or helped their child with the toilet every day compared with their white and Hispanic counterparts. White is 60%, Hispanic is 45%. And that's according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's National Health Statistics Report, okay? Those black fathers were also more likely to have eaten a meal with their children, okay? The data showed, and yes, these numbers are high. The data shows not just for biological fathers living inside the home, but it also indicates that black fathers often step into the role of step-parent or maintain consistent involvement when living outside the home. And that's not coming from me. Don't listen to me. I got a lisp. Okay, that came from Dr. Erlanger Turner, a licensed psychologist and associate professor of psychology at Pepperdine University in Malibu, California. Don't let NBA YoungBoy fool you. There's a myth of the missing black father because, once again, stats show that close to 70% of all births to black mothers are non-marital, okay? Which gives rise to the stereotype that black fathers are largely absent. However, while black fathers are less likely than white and Hispanic fathers to marry their child's mother, many black fathers continue to parent through cohabitation and visitation, providing caretaking, financial, and in-kind support. Young boy, you get into the money, so you got the resources. But let me tell you something, King, that money don't mean as much as your time.
Fathers, listen to him. Charlamagne preaching right now. I'm telling you, man.
Okay, you need to be big on fatherhood. All right, you don't have the luxury of not being big on fatherhood because no present is better than your presence. And you can't just physically be there to be present. You have to mentally and emotionally be there. Be the adult you needed as a child. And look, man, NBA YoungBoy, I'll shoot him some bail. He's only 24. I don't know the age of his oldest child, but I know that NBA YoungBoy is only 24. Your full frontal cortex hasn't even fully developed yet. That's a fact, okay? The rational part of his brain won't be developed until he's 25. But I'm encouraging that young brother to do better now because a father's impact on child development is everything, okay? And you have 11 children. Those are your greatest responsibilities. Never broke again shouldn't just be about finances. It should be about homes. If you come from a broken home, you should make it your duty to never want to be a part of a broken home ever again. Sometimes we subconsciously become what we hate. We know that children who grow up with absent fathers can suffer lasting damage, all right? They're more likely to end up in poverty or drop out of school, become addicted to drugs, have a child out of wedlock, or end up in prison. That's why you have to be big on fatherhood, NBA YoungBoy, especially since you got the opportunity to be king. You're alive. You're actually here for your kids. Physically, you're not in prison. You are here, able and capable of taking care of those 11 children. All right? When you make a decision to have a child, you're also making the decision to take responsibility for that child. You have 11 responsibilities, and you cannot abandon your obligation as a parent because you have other plans. Like the music can't come before the children. The money can't come before the children. It just can't. No matter how big you think you doing it, you're not doing it big at all if you not big on fatherhood. Please give NBA YoungBoy the biggest hee-haw.
Now, as eloquently and as calculated as Charlamagne put this message in an effort to not offend the young brother in order so that he may hear some of the jewels that was being dropped so that he would enact these behaviors to raise his kids better. He's 11 kids. The young brother still only heard beef. You know what I'm saying? And this is what his response to that was. Let's go to Chick Smooth for the video.
He showed that by doing a diss song to Charlamagne less than 24 hours after he gave him Donkey of the Day. Now, the diss song from NBA YoungBoy to Charlamagne is called Act the Donkey, and the first couple lyrics to Charlamagne were not the most friendliest. He told Charlamagne, "You're invited. Tell Charlamagne he invited to Gravedigger Mountain. All he gotta do is pull up on me and talk to me face to face, so I could bat you in your and hit you with this Drake. Young boy, why we gotta be so aggressive?" Charlamagne, knowing NBA YoungBoy is a little bit crazy, he gave the most diplomatic response to the diss song. Charlamagne said he got real life donkeys in the video. Easy win for YB for owning livestock. The cost of livestock like cows, horses, and pigs can be deducted on your taxes. Food to feed livestock on the farm is considered tax deductible too. Very smart. Now that this record is called Act the Donkey, swipe left to listen to the South Carolina classic Act the Donkey from the young kid Low Boss. YB and LB should connect and do a remix for both records. We thank God for it all.
Listen, and Charlamagne is proving that sometimes, like, as a person that's dropping jewels or giving the youngest a little game, you just got to say what you got to say and then keep it moving to the next order of business, because if you don't, if you engage with them at this state in their mind where they are not able to really gather the conversation because they're young, they thugging, and they, on their ignorance, and, you got people like NBA YoungBoy, and you got the Sexy Reds of the world. They all own what they own. And if you engage in the back and forth, they're really not going to really hear nothing you talking about no way. But as best you can do is just plant the seed and hope they get it at some point. And then I think that's what Charlamagne did here. He just gave him some more game. Like, you know what? You ready to beef, young bro? You want to come hit me with the Draco? All of that? Okay, cool. You got it. I'm about to give you some more game. You can write off them donkeys and this, that, and other in the video. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? And you just move on because you got to keep giving your message to anybody that will listen. We can't say nothing to these young folk. So we got to keep giving the message, but we can't give it to them to the point that they want to engage, to the point they want to bring us into their world and diss tracks and all of this and back and forth. We ain't doing all that, man. We just trying to give you some game, young brother, because we know your kids is dependent on it heavily because you don't have the game to give to them right now, because we see that from how you operate, and we see that from how the Sexy Reds of the world is operating. We know that y'all are deficient in some of the learning that y'all should have got, some of the things that y'all should have been taught. And that ain't no knock to y'all. Somebody ain't teach y'all right. But y'all are old enough to where it's time for y'all to stand on your own too and learn and know that you are doing something wrong. For you to have 11 kids out here, bro, and not think you're doing nothing wrong by saying that you're not big on fatherhood. You just in the room watching TV and you don't care what your kids really. Come on, bro. You're wrong as two left shoes. And to the women that keep lining up to give him more children, knowing that he got 11 already and knowing what type of man he is, you wrong as two left shoes too, because you're choosing to have a baby with a man that you know is not going to be willing to be there for your child. You purposely are setting your child up for failure before they even born. And like I said earlier in the video, man, you better hope your kids don't feel some type of way about this, because it's going to come a point in your life where you're going to need them. So I hope that for your sake and for your children's sake, that you would get these jewels that Charlamagne is trying to drop, and other people around you, I bet, is trying to drop these same jewels to you. I hope that you would get it at some point. And I hope that you would get the message that God is trying to get to you through different vessels that he's sending your way. I hope this, because it's going to translate directly into the way that your kids go out into the world and the men and women that they become. And it's going to translate into the man that you become and the father that you become. And we all want to see you become a great man and a great father, not just dwell in this youngness that you in right now. And I mean that for Sexy Red and all the rappers and entertainers of the world. We don't want to see y'all stay in the place that y'all is right now. It comes a time where you go through that, and then it comes a time where it's time to come up out of that and do better. And it ain't got to be done in one day. We all vessels, we all trying. Just keep trying. But at some point, you got to acknowledge that what everybody's saying that's against how you operating, we ain't telling you wrong. But with that said, it's your boy P Camp. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.